Hi guys, welcome to the Citizen channel. I hope you're all staying safe and well. Please, if you are new to this channel, please push that subscribe button. We do everything City, past and present here on these little vlogs, so I do try and inform and entertain, and there's some links on screen as well for Facebook and Twitter where I do post loads of city stuff. So if you follow a friend me on there, I do check every few days and follow and friend everyone back. And if you do get a chance, please have a check out my film and TV channel as well, which I try and inform and entertain on there, and all the latest films and TV drama here in the UK and from around the world. So if you can check that out, that will be fantastic. Anyway, hope you enjoy today's feature. Right, welcome to Match Report as we look back at Manchester City 5, Ars 0. Oh, that's a bit childish, isn't it? Arsenal 0. Let's be fair. I don't want to start on a bad note, on a bum note, do we? Let's be honest about it. Yeah, Saturday the 28th of August, kick-off 12:30 PM, of course, at the Etihad. Pep versus Arteta. I don't know how many more times we're going to say that in the careers of both these guys, but it'd be interesting, won't it? So yeah, we're going to have a look at back at this game today. Quick match roundup and the player ratings, of course, with Manchester Evening News and my own, with Mr. Stuart Brennan in charge of the MEN ratings. So we're going to have a look at that. Yeah, the City lineup. So have a look at the lineup. City lineup: Ederson, Walker, Diaz, Laporte, Cancelo, Bernardo, Rodri, Gundogan, Jesus, Torres and Grealish. Yeah, I got 8 right, so that's not too bad. I mean, I did put Ferner in, but I wasn't surprised Rodri was there. I put Mahrez and Zinchenko in, but obviously he did stick with Cancelo and Torres, didn't he? Even though they didn't, weren't fantastic last week against Norwich, but I suppose he sticks to his principles and doesn't change losing teams, winning teams. Let's see if he does that. So we got 8 right anyway. About Arsenal, yeah, I got 8 right on those as well. They started with Leno, Tierney, Kolasinac, Holding, Chambers, Cedric, Smith Rowe, Xhaka, is it? Odegaard, Saka and Aubameyang. Yeah, so I got 8 of those right as well. So that wasn't too bad. Martin Atkinson, of course, was in charge of this one. Yeah, interesting role today. I didn't have too much of a downer today with the referee. Very unusual. His Lionels were Lee Betts and Richard West. VAR was Mr. Darren England. Assistant VAR was Peter Kirkup. Yeah, so they did get involved, obviously. Did they get involved? Yeah, I think they did, didn't they? They cleared up a couple of little things that I have no idea what had happened. You sort of see a foul, he scored a goal, and you think, well, has he fouled him or is he just play acting? But of course, if you're at home or you're watching on TV, you can get to see this, can't you? We can't get to see it at the ground, unfortunately, but there you go. I'd rather be there, wouldn't you? Right, the match report. Yeah, a brisk start by Arsenal. But if it wasn't over by the 12th minute when we went 2-0 up, it certainly was when Arsenal didn't punish an Ederson error, did he? When he we were up the other end of the pitch, but that was close, wasn't it? That little pass from Ederson that sort of ricocheted off the Arsenal player. That was on 19 minutes, of course. If it wasn't over by the time we were 2-0 up, obviously the Xhaka lunge at Cancelo needlessly, wasn't it? Let's be honest about it. No need for that. Both feet off the ground. Obviously, it was just something and nothing. But you've got to control yourself, lad. You can't be doing that sort of thing. But of course, then 2-0 up, 10 men. It's got to be game over, hasn't it? Against a very disenchanted Arsenal. Let's be honest with you. And it just became damage limitation for Arsenal. And really, how many could City score in the sun at the Etihad? Yeah, nice sunny day. Yeah, it was 3-0 at half-time, thanks to Gundogan, who turned into Edin Dzeko after 7 minutes to head in a looping Jesus cross. Bernardo must have put a bit of a wobble on a shot, I don't know what it was. Was it a pass? I have no idea, but he must have put a wobble on the ball because his pass went through the centre of Arsenal's third of the pitch without any of the Arsenal players touching it, and was missed by everybody except, of course, Ferran Sniffer Torres there, who put the ball in the net and tucked it home. And with 10 minutes after 35 minutes, Arsenal looked already battered, didn't they? Everywhere they go, of course, as Grealish jinked his way into the box and just found Jesus. I mean, he was in acres of space, wasn't he? I have no idea where the marking was. He just slipped it past poor old Leno. So there you go, 3-0 at half-time. Say it's just damage limitation for Arsenal. It was 53 minutes. Yeah, it wasn't so much a Rodri's rocket, was it, that we used to have? It was more a Rodri swerving pass into the corner of the goal, but there you go. Well, we'll take it, won't we? I mean, usually blast them over the bar, so we'll have that one. Leno must have seen it a bit late. I've not had a chance to really watch the highlights of it, but it's a nicely curled ball into that corner of the goal. I think Leno's probably had a lot of players in front of him, probably didn't see it anyway, or he thought it was going wide, perhaps, who knows. And that was sort of it, wasn't it? Until the 84th minute when obviously Mahrez came on. I think he found Sterling with a cross earlier and a good save by Leno. But obviously another great cross, of course. This time for Ferran, who needs Harry Kane, Torres to head a goal. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he's the full Monty, this guy, isn't he? He's everything. He's everything we need. Not past the sort of dejected Leno, of course. And that was it. Five, only five. Could have been more. Could have been 10. We sang to the poor Arsenal fans, but hey, it's okay. That's all fair in love and war. I mean, I remember many games at Main Road where specifically one was it where we were about 3 or 4-0 down after about 15 minutes. But yeah, we had a lot of fun that day. I remember, even though we were struggling, singing. I was in the North Stand that day, singing our hearts out and having a good laugh. But yeah, I think some of the Arsenal fans joined in with the battered everywhere they go. I think they were singing it by the end as well. So there you go. The goals: Gundogan, Torres, Jesus, Rodri, and Torres. Torres again. The assist was Jesus, Bernardo. A sort of Grealish assist, was it? A sort of Bernardo assist. It was Grealish who was a good assist, wasn't it? Grealish. So say it again. Jesus, a sort of Bernardo assist. I mean, I don't know if actually it flicked off any Arsenal players. Grealish, Torres and Mahrez all got the assist today. Booked, of course, Cedric or Suarez or whatever he's called. Kolasinac or whatever it is, and of course Xhaka was sent off. And yeah, I mean, Rodri's not quite learnt the Ferner way of fouling without getting booked yet, has he? He was a bit blatant, Rodney, and obviously he got booked for City as well. I mean, just to show the total dominance, City 81% possession, Arsenal 19%, 25 shots by City, just 1 from Arsenal, and 14 corners for City, zilch for Arsenal. Right, on to the ratings. Yeah, let me know yours if you can as well. It'd be great to see some of your ratings if you can just leave them underneath or in the comments, wherever you want to leave them. Stuart Brennan's in charge of Evening News. My starting score's got to be a 7, hasn't it? So every player deserves a 7. If he's worse than that, and I think there's only one player who got a lower score than 7 today, he'll get less. If he's better, he'll get more. So of course, most of them have got the same or more. I would imagine, or yes, they have. From me, obviously, I've no idea what Stuart Brennan's sort of basis is for his scores. Anyway, let's get on with it. I'll give you Brennan's description, then I'll just add any comments I can make. Edison diced with the Devils. He tried to draw Arsenal's press, but then superbly launched the attack for Jesus' goal. Yes, so give him a 7. I'll give him a 7. I'll let him off with that. Well, I don't know what it was, but it wasn't very good, was it? It could have been 2-1 at the time. All right, not a total disaster, but it might have changed the game, but I doubt it. But obviously then boredom pretty much set in for the rest of the game for him, didn't it? But yeah, I'll give him a 7. I'm not going to be mean on him. I'll give him the bog standard 7, although, come on. It's a couple of times, it looks a bit iffy that. I don't know why. We don't usually panic at the back, do we? But Arsenal did a reasonable press, I think, actually. They did all right. Kyle Walker didn't look right from the off, says Stuart. Off two sloppy touches, not slippy, and almost let Tierney escape him. Talent off, taken off even at half time. There was obviously a misprint there. Yeah, Stuart's only give him a 5. Yeah, I give him a 6. He'd say he's the only player who's got less than 7. I'm not sure what was wrong today. I did see him do a couple of errors, as I say. He was up the other end of the pitch, more or less, from where we were in the first half. But yeah, I've got to give him a 6. He didn't do one of not very odd for Kyle. Perhaps there's something wrong. I'm not too sure. Ruben Diaz with City bossing possession. He had a relatively easy game. Yeah, I mean he did. So Stuart's given him a 6. I've got to give him the basic 7. Yeah, easy game. Same with Laporte. Stuart says another able to switch on cruise control with Arsenal presenting no threat. So Stuart's given me 6 again. I'll give him a 7 again for the standard. João Cancelo drew the frustrated red card from Xhaka and was an excellent support act for Grealish in the first half. Yeah, so Stuart's given me 7. Yeah, I'll give him 7.5. I thought he played really well. I sort of noticed his hair more than anything else, but yeah, I thought it was okay certainly the first half when I saw most of him. So I'll give him a 7.5. Rodri kept things ticking nicely, conjured up the 4th goal with a shot of precision and control. He certainly did. 7 from Stuart. I'm going to give him an 8. I thought one of his best games I've seen him play, to be honest. He was all right. we have to put the proviso that Arsenal, were pretty poor for most of the game. But you can only beat what's in front of you, can't you? So, and you got a sort of Rodri's, well, not a Rodri's rocket, a Rodri's P roller, didn't we? But what more can we ask? So yeah, I'll give him an 8. Ilkay Gundogan turned a bit Harry Kane, didn't he, with his far post header to set the ball rolling, and then ran things from midfield. 8 is Stuart's giving 8.5. I give it. I thought he loved it today. Plenty of room to play in. Arsenal struggles to get near him most of the time. I thought he's one of his best games I've seen for a little while from Ilkay. He revelled in the fact KDB wasn't there, didn't he? I think. Jack Grealish, Stuart says, not the devastating attacking display fans might have wanted, but a fine team job capped by the assist to Jesus. Yeah, so he's given him an 8. Yeah, I think he's been overly kind compared to some of the other players, to be honest with you, who's give 6s and 7s. But yeah, I've given him an 8. I think he was overshadowed by 3 or 4 today, but he was always willing, wasn't he? And he always looked dangerous, and he hogs that touchline, doesn't he? And that's, remember, we sort of used to do that. We've not stopped doing it a little bit, haven't we? But I like the way he does that. Bernardo Silva was a bright spark for the Blues in the first half and played telling parts in the first 2 goals, Stuart says. He'd give him an 8. Yeah, I didn't notice him too much. I might have just not noticed him where I was, but I'll give him a 7.5. He looked lively, but a little bit out of it by the time he was taken off. And was that his goodbye? I'm not too sure. He had a little clap to the fans, but I think he claps the fans anyway, Bernardo. So anyway, let's hope it's not. But there you go, we'll see. Ferran Torres, 2 typical strikers' goals, and gave notice at a fine option for that central role. Yeah, Stuart's given him a 9. Well, Stuart, what can I say? Well, I'll have to match you, mate. I'll have to give you a 9 as well. I thought that was one of his very good games. He needs that consistency, doesn't he? We know he's got, he could play against Leicester and have an absolute stinker, or absolute not stinker. That's the word. Not be noticed, nor not do much. But yeah, I've got to give him a 9 for this. It's certainly one of his, again, 3 or 4 players had cracking games today, and I say, given the opposition proviso, but as I say, we can only beat what's in front of us, can't we? So let's see a bit more of that consistency from Ferran going forward. Gabby Jesus, quite brilliant again, provided the first goal, scoring the third, and a menace throughout. Yeah, Stuart's given him a 9. I'm going to have to agree. He was brilliant in the last game, of course, against Norwich. I thought it was absolutely superb today. I thought it was an absolute pain for a pretty demoralised Arsenal, wasn't it? The substitutes, Zinchenko for Walker at half-time, slotted in without fuss, yeah, so Stuart give him a 6. I'm going to give him a basic 7. I thought he played pretty well, as you say. There's, again, not much threat down there, but he did okay. Raheem Sterling for Bernardo on 58. Stuart said he could have had a couple. Yeah, he could have had a couple, yeah, but he's unlucky with certainly one of them. Leno made an okay save. He was in the right place, so... Stuart's given him a 6. I'll give him a 7. I thought he could have had a goal, but I can't knock him down for what he did. Riyad Mahrez for Jesus on 61 minutes. So he did half an hour, didn't he? Yeah, great cross for Torres, of course, and there's an earlier cross for Sterling, wasn't there? So Stuart's given him a 7. I think I'll give him a 7.5. It was an assist, wasn't it, for the goal? So I'm going to give him a 7.5. And the City man of the match, I think most people will probably agree. Obviously, on my scores, it's between Torres and Gabby, isn't it? But obviously, Gabby had it last week, didn't he? So I'm going to give it Ferran Torres. Ref watch, Mr. Atkinson. Yeah, I don't think we can have many complaints today. As I say, it's hard to know. He booked what? He booked 3 players and sent one off. This thing about being a bit lenient, all right, the sending off I think was fair enough, but some, a couple, all right, Rodri's booking, but I mean, they seem to be letting certain, letting them get away with 3 or 4. You think of that first game we played against Tottenham, and that guy, I forgot his name now, with the weird name, who did about 6 fouls and didn't get booked. But yeah, it's going to be different. That's the problem now, isn't it? This is more like the old days today. There's not a lot of leniency. So, is it like the corners where they were giving penalties for touches when, remember that, was it last season, about 3 seasons ago, when they started clamping down and giving penalties when there's a bit of a tussle in the box, and then after about 7 or 8 matches it died off. It just went back to normal. So is this going to be the same with this thing where they're not going to be as lenient? Is it sort of just going to die off and we're going to go back to how it's always been? Probably what it is. But yeah, I can't say anything against Mr. Atkinson today. as I said, please let me know your ratings for the players. I'll be really interested to see those as well. So our overall record at home to the Gunners now in league games: we played 94, won 38, drawn 22, lost 34. So we've increased that win ratio. 143 goals we've scored and 131 against. So we've improved that ratio as well. So just to summing up, Arsenal. Well, that was pretty awful, wasn't it? You can see they've got talent in the squad. It's certainly the way they started the game. A little bit ultra defensive, and the trouble is by putting 5 at the back, they seem to confuse it. Certainly, like when you think of that Bernardo pass through that obviously Torres fed in the first half. I mean, it just seemed no one knew who was going for what, and they're going as though they were falling over each other and confusing each other. So yeah, that didn't seem bowled too well, and you just knew once he went down to 10 men that was it. It was definitely game. I mean, it's game over at 2-0 anyway, but as I said, you do see little snippets of what they've got, but obviously Arteta's not sort of kept it all together. He has been unlucky. He's been unlucky with COVID. He's been unlucky with some injuries, etc. So he's not been able to play a settled team, but he's been given to October, hasn't he? He's been given to the October international break to save his job, Arteta. I'm not hopefully sure he'll make it to October. I don't know what you think, if you agree with me. Based on that, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised in the next few days, but you never know. I've never known a boarder as chairman true to his word and say what he's got to do, but he has been promised, I think that's 6 or 7 games, isn't it? He has been promised that, but hey, based on this today, perhaps he's had enough. And say there were extenuating circumstances, of course, with the sending off and what have you. But yeah, I think it's going to be. We were singing to the Arsenal fans. It's they're going to the Championship. I don't think that'll happen because I think they've got some good players, and obviously they'll beat some teams. But they just need to get that first couple of wins, don't they? After that West Brom win as well the other night, a 6-0 against West Brom, you thought it might be a little bit more confidence in them, but perhaps not. But it's going to be interesting, isn't it, with Arsenal? It's going to be interesting how they go forward. And as I say, I think they do. If a new manager does come in, at least he's got the backbone of a good team there somewhere. There's some good players in there. But yeah, it's going to be certainly. I don't think it'll get. I think it might get worse before it gets better for Arsenal, right? But we'll keep an eye on that. As for us, well, no striker, no problem by the looks of it. I mean, no sign of Delap. Is he injured? I'm not too sure. I mean, to me, I want Delap on the bench all the time when he's available. What's the point otherwise? What's the point of having him training with the first team, etc.? But on the basis today of no Delap on the bench, I think we're going forward again with the false 9, and that's going to be us for the season, unless anything happens in the next 2 or 3 days before the transfer deadline shuts. Not much we can tell today, to be honest with you, especially after that going down to 10 men. I think Norwich possibly put up a sturdy defence and Arsenal did, unfortunately. So our midfielders roaming around and getting a bit of space in the box to score goals and create goals, etc. Had a good time today. Had a jolly good time, but of course we've got sterner tests to come. Certainly, obviously when we come back from the international break. Certainly when we finish September with all those cracking games with Chelsea, PSG, and Liverpool all away from home. I mean, we're by about the 10th of October, I think we're gonna have a good idea how our season's gonna pan out. To be honest with you, I think we'll get a look at how things are gonna go. It's gonna be, it may just be like that, or it might be fantastic, or it might be a total disaster. But say it's gonna be very interesting, especially with Leicester coming up as well. So we can't say too much. We've got to enjoy our break anyway and go. How can you not enjoy a 5-0 back-to-back 5-0 wins? That's fantastic. Everything looks positive, but we know it may just be glossing over certain things and going forward. But hey, we can only enjoy what we've done, and the players players can only do what they can do, and I thought they were fantastic today. And Pep picked a good team again. He stayed loyal to his word. Picked a team basically that had performed well for him as a team previously. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. If he starts mixing it up a little bit, but because obviously he was quick to drop Mahrez, wasn't he? Because he'd had a bad game. So it'd be interesting to see. Obviously people like Mahrez, if they can force a way back into it. But got to be positive so far. So there you go. Let me know your thoughts anyway. Coming up this week, we've got obviously the match day programme watch. I'll have a quick look through that. It won't be a match day programme watch as in the case with the away programmes, but there'll be any interesting articles in there for you. We'll be doing that. And of course, there'll be an August quiz. So there'll be all the 4 games in August. We'll have a little quiz on that over the next few days. So keep your eyes out for that. If you like the little quizzes and spot the balls and guess the player and all that sort of thing. So keep your eyes out for that. And of course, there'll be a few, because of the international break, there'll be some history vlogs coming out, and there'll be certainly one about dream debuts as well, a little feature. I'm trying to come up with these little features. So episode 1 of City's dream debuts, so you can sort of guess by what it's called, what that's about. But so join me for that. Keep those notifications pushed. Give us a thumbs up if you're still with me, please, and give us a thumbs up for this as well. It'll be fantastic. And then of course there'll be the build up to Leicester as we get into next week, or the History Boys and the odd show and the preview show. Anyway, thanks for watching today. Whatever you're going to do the rest of the day, have a great one. Look after yourselves, look after your friends, look after your families. More importantly, let's all look after each other till we meet here again on the Citizen channel, or perhaps have a flick across. Have a look at my film and TV channel. I'll try and inform and entertain on there. But until we do meet again, all I ever ask, one simple thing, please. Stay safe, please. Come on, City. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.